I always emphasize to you guys the mind, body, spirit, energy connection, but with that connection comes separate focus. While all the pieces need to work together, the only way to make sure the pieces can work together is to make sure that they are strong as individual pieces, strong on their own. So when I say mind, body, spirit, energy, I don't only mean this like beautiful mixture together, but I mean, do you prioritize your mind, your body, your spirit, and your energy as individual items so that those links can be strong? And I've recently accidentally manifested a situation where I saw my weak link. And I've talked about this before. You can manifest, sometimes we manifest things that it's not that clear conscious intention of I'm manifesting a new client, but it's I'm manifesting a stronger awareness of my being. And so the universe says, okay, let me show you what's missing. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. I'm going to be giving you some of my health updates, my life updates, and we're going to be talking about how you can make sure that you're prioritizing not only the whole picture, but every separate part of the picture so that you can be the best version of yourself as a whole.
Welcome to Perspective with Kaylee Phillips, the safe space to get deep, break through, and find alignment. Here we prioritize wholehearted self-love, passion-driven careers, and living your absolute best life. You're here for a reason, so jump into the good energy, put your rose-colored glasses on, and tune in for massive impact and growth. I'm your host, KP, ready to release perfect and welcome perspective.
So I'm doing something a little fun for myself right now, more fun for me than for you guys, but I am recording the start of this episode before my doctor's appointment, and then I will finish it after my doctor's appointment. And of course, I'll let you guys know when that transition is happening. So as you guys know, you might have seen it on TikTok. I had a colonoscopy, and the reason for it was I was having really bad chest pains around Christmas, and it's end of February now, so it's been going on for 2 months. Um, yeah, I was having really bad chest pains, and I was gonna go see a cardiologist, but somehow, some way, it got connected to a GI issue because it was associated with eating. You know, when you really want to enjoy Christmas dinner, so you skip breakfast and skip lunch so that you're really hungry for it because you know it's going to be a really big meal. I don't think I'm the only person that does that. I'm pretty sure you guys know what I'm talking about. I did that on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, and both times, by the time dinner came, I was in so much pain in my chest that I couldn't eat. So that kind of made me realize, okay, this is in association with eating. When I don't eat, um, I guess you could call it like the acid or whatever. I don't know because I have my appointment soon, so I'm gonna find out everything. But that was kind of my assumption. Like this has something to do with my stomach and my eating because my chest is hurting when I don't eat or when I eat certain things. So yeah, and the chest pain was really bad. It's like I want to say heartburn, but it was more like a stabbing. I don't know. It was crazy. I haven't had it in a while, actually, knock on wood. You guys know I'm very into cycle syncing, so I was syncing my cycle, seeing if it was a hormonal thing, and that was not tracking. It was very sporadic. So yeah, I had to get a colonoscopy and a couple other tests. The other tests were no biggie, but the colonoscopy was the big one. Because my video of me doing the prep blew up because the prep is disgusting. I don't know if you guys ever had to get one before. But the prep is so bad. And from what I've learned of the many, many comments from strangers on the internet, there's multiple kinds of prep, and apparently I did one of the worst ones. I did not choose it. I didn't know there were options. I just picked up my prescription. But you have to drink this of it's like a little bottle of it's a laxative, I guess. Like it's a clear drink. It doesn't look like much, but it's the taste that's so bad. So I had to drink it at 7 p.m. the night before and then at 5 a.m. The worst part is that it's on an empty stomach. So I because the chest pains were coming from being on an empty stomach, my chest was hurting so much during this prep. It felt very like counterproductive, even though I had to not eat for it. It was like, oh my God, like this is triggering it. And then having to drink that, it just really it's disgusting. It tastes disgusting. So if you ever have to get a colonoscopy and you ever have to do this type of prep, what I've learned from the comment section of this video of me doing the prep blowing up, there's multiple kinds of prep. So if you're someone who has gagging problems or doesn't like the sound of what I'm talking about, opt for the pills. But yeah, once the prep was over, the procedure itself was practically nothing. It was just a nice nap if I'm being honest. So yeah, I'm gonna go to my appointment with my doctor in an hour, and she's gonna tell me the sitch. She's gonna give me the scoop, and then I'm gonna tell you guys the scoop. So that's the tea on what's going on. But now the mindset and manifestation part of it is why we're actually here. So I was going through a period on my pattern app. So if you guys don't use the pattern app, highly recommend. This is not sponsored. I just am a really big fan of the app called The Pattern. It is connected to your human design, and it gives you astrology updates. It gives you daily affirmations, daily horoscopes. But the thing I love about it the most is you can track your timing and the cycles that you're going through. And it's very intriguing to me to see what cycles I'm in. I have been going through so many cycles since last year, around the time that I moved, when I ended my last lease early and moved into this apartment on a whim, and everything was changing at rapid speed in May of 2023. I didn't know it at the time because I didn't use the app as religiously as I do now, but I had like 7 cycles starting all at once. And the big one that I'm referencing right now is called Growing Pains, and I just finished it. I just finished the Growing Pains cycle right before the colonoscopy and all the health issues started coming up. All of my clients have this app. I have all my clients download this, and you can be friends with people on here. So I track their stuff. If they're not based in the US and they can't get it for some reason, I make a account for them and track it. That's how much I love this app. When that growing pains cycle was manifesting and the ending was coming up, I said to the universe in my journal, I was like, okay, I'm going through this growing pains and I'm not exactly sure what it means. Because when you hear the words growing pains, you think body, like you think your body's growing. And obviously, I'm not growing physically anymore. I'm not prepubescent, you know? So I was asking the universe, like, can you give me some clarity on what this means? And can I have some clearer signs of where I'm supposed to be growing and where it's supposed to hurt? You know, is it supposed to be emotional pain? Is it supposed to physically manifest? Is this about like more of an educational thing? Like, where am I growing right now? And I wasn't really feeling it, and I felt like I wasn't really tuned in to the growing pains, and I wasn't experiencing that cycle as deeply as I could have. And usually when you look at them, you're like, "Oh yes, this is spot on. Like I really feel this." And that one, I didn't really feel it. I was like, I mean, I'm just not tuned in to the growing pains, and I want to be, because if I'm going to go through a low, I want to feel that low so that I can appreciate the high, you know? I talk to you guys about that all the time too. Like the lows create the polarity that allows for that high. We can't have huge celebrations and huge gratitude and milestones and coming out of the darkness without the darkness. We need it. And I set the intention of being grateful and present in every single moment, because that is what brings me to appreciating life and appreciating everything life has to offer and living my best life and loving every element of my life. When I say I love my life, it's not because my life is perfect. It's because I've found that place of loving every single moment, loving the pain. Do you know what I mean? Like, I want to inspire you guys to let yourself be in those scary moments, in those sad moments, and feel your feelings. Don't suppress them, because that's toxic positivity. Don't be like, oh, I don't feel it. It's fine. Everything's fine because alignment and I'm good. I'm all good. Everything's going to be fine. I want to inspire you guys to feel the lows and just let yourself be present, because that we crave balance. Naturally, as a human being, you crave balance. As much as you might think you crave perfection and you crave easy breezy every day, everything's predictable, everything's good, everything's under control, everything's safe and stable. We don't crave that. Naturally, we crave deep emotions. We crave watching scary movies and watching sad movies and reading sad books. We crave those emotions, and that's why we have careers out here where people create that. People are out here living to create scary movies so that we can feel something. I know there's a lot of noise about, sometimes people say like, oh, you should avoid any sad lyrics, you should avoid any scary movies because you're you're manifesting that and you're triggering like the parts of your life that you don't want to embody. But it's all about setting intentions, and it's all about trusting that you're in control of your reality. So you get to feel these things, learn these lessons, appreciate those polarities, and just live in the freaking moment. Just live in the present moment and let life be. Let it happen. Let it happen for you. Remember, nothing happens to you, everything happens for you. So, anyway, let's go back to the story here. I sat down with my journal and I said, can you give me some clarity on what these growing pains are all about and what I'm supposed to be feeling and how I can really feel this deeper and have this growing pain experience so that after I can feel the pleasure that balances out the pain. And that's when my health issues started making themselves known, and I started having those chest pains, and I started feeling really like lethargic and low energy, and I don't even want to say uninspired because my brain was inspired, but my body, like I really felt that disconnect from my whole body. Like I don't, it just didn't feel right. Something felt very off in every part of my body. I would have these headaches. It really brought that awareness. And I have a confession for you guys. And I want to empower you to make your own confession as I speak this truth and I share it with you because it's something I never really realized about myself. When I'm doing gratitude practice, whether it's on a group coaching call, like for myself or for my clients, coaching my clients, or just talking with my family members, any conversation, when we're talking about what we're grateful for and people say they're grateful for their health, subconsciously, for some reason, I have always thought that's a lame answer. And that was a big realization for me because it's like, huh, why? Like, why do you feel that way? But I don't know. I've always had this subconscious weird voice in my head that when health is brought up as like, yeah, I'm so grateful for my body. Like, I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful that I'm not sick. I'm grateful that I can go for a run and like feel my body. And I'm grateful that I can move. I would always be like, "Ugh, it's like a waste of an answer." And it's not like like I said, it's not like a conscious, like I'm really thinking that on the forefront, but it was a very subconscious whisper. And that whisper came to life on Christmas when someone said it when we were talking about what we're grateful for. And I was like, oh, huh, who's that little voice back there? And what is she on? What is she talking about? So now this is starting to manifest. One of my links is out of tune. My body and my mind are not connected because for some reason I have some type of resistance to being grateful for good health and some type of resistance to genuinely loving my body. Weird. It was weird. That's all I can say. It was so weird, especially, and it's important for me to be saying this because I know that I am positioned as the alignment queen, which I am, and I am so confident and persistent on the message that it's essential for you to prioritize your mind, body, spirit, energy. And I'm so loud about it. And talking about my own lifestyle and how it aligns with that is a huge piece of the puzzle to empower you guys. Showing parts of my life is a huge piece of showing, and it's possible for you too. But a huge piece of that is pulling back the curtain and saying, hey, you know what? Yes, I'm the alignment queen, but I also have problems of my own. My mind is also very messy. I'm not perfect, but it's the journey that we get to experience, right? So basically, my intention in sharing that is just I want you to know that my life isn't perfect and my alignment is not done. It never will be. Alignment is not a final destination. Go through a year of working with me, 3 years of re-signing with me. There's not going to be a final destination, I hate to break it to you, where everything is perfect, everything's checked off. Alignment can go into a little filing cabinet because we have it done, and let's move on. That's just silly. That's just so silly because that does not exist. It's not going to happen. So we can just wipe that expectation from your mind because that's going to create so many roadblocks if you're trying to get to a final destination of alignment and just saying, if I could just get aligned, then everything would be fine. Oh gosh, no. I mean, yeah, because life keeps lifing, Things keep happening. And it's about learning the skills and learning to know your body and know what makes you tick and what triggers you and how to ask the universe for signs, like I did with asking about the growing pains. It's a constant work in progress and it's a beautiful journey. And once you can establish the relationship with your alignment relationship with yourself and the universe that, hey, I'm not looking for a final destination. I'm just looking to grow. I'm looking to enjoy. I'm looking to be the best version of myself today, for today, not for tomorrow, but just for this moment right now. Nothing's promised tomorrow, but my intention with working on my alignment is to feel great today, no matter what the circumstances. So, yeah, I have this weird aversion to body gratitude. And that took a lot of journaling and working through. And I did. I did a lot of self coaching, and I came to some roots from my past and from my history and from what has brought me to where I am today that I'm not going to go fully in depth with because it is very personal and private. But I did come to a bit of a consensus and a bit of a realization, an aha moment of, okay, there is a link that is loose between my mind and my soul and my body. My body is not connected here. I need to focus more on my body. I need to let myself be grateful for my body, be proud of my body, and keep it as a top priority and not be ashamed of that and not have that weird resistance to it and that weird aversion to putting it on my list. So I worked through that. I did. And now, every single day, my body health, how do I feel physically right now, is a top priority. And it's become a consistent habit because, I always talk about the habit building and the micro goals, but I really had to work to make it a consistent habit and build that habit each day of asking myself, how does my body feel? What does my body need? What am I grateful for about my body today? And getting really, really deep in that, getting very reflective. And I'll tell you, it was growing pains. It was definitely growing pains. Um, and I'm so glad that it came to the surface because I'm like a different person now with it. It feels like a much deeper connection to my vessel here and a good reminder that, yes, my mind is KP and my soul is who she is and my soul is fulfilling a purpose here, but this body, this vessel that I'm in also needs to be taken care of. It's not just about enlightening my soul and I often joke about like, oh, this is just like some tiny planet. We're just little specks on a dot floating around space, or we're just specks on a rock, and none of this really matters. So just live life to the fullest, and I fully support that. But at the same time, this is my vessel, and I need to take care of her, and I need to love her, and I need to make sure that I'm okay, and do the self care, make the doctor's appointments, go to the checkups, and do the movement not only for the final goal of feeling more fit or having my six pack, but for in the present moment of being on the treadmill, enjoying the treadmill because it feels good to move my body and I'm grateful for my body. And I can genuinely say that and believe it now and feel good about that sentence. So I'm going to go to my doctor's appointment now and we're going to find out if we have a consensus or some type of diagnosis or not. And I'm going to come back and tell you guys what the diagnosis is because a lot of you have asked me to keep you updated and I just want to have closure to the conversation and talk about what my next steps are and how I'm going to continue that intention of caring for my body no matter what the results are, whether there's inconclusive results or a very specific diagnosis here. I think it was important for me to emphasize that I'm caring for my body no matter what because this has taught me a lesson to be more aware of that link in my alignment. And I hope that it inspires you to pay attention to what link is off for you. It might not be body for you. It could be your energy, your mind, your spirit. It could be something more intricate in there. It could be that you have it all, but you're silencing your intuition to actually lead you through navigating it. There's a lot of different blocks that can come up in your alignment. So it's 222 right now. I'm going to log off and go to my appointment, and then I will be back in a moment to fill you guys in on how it went.
A private coaching container is the most intimate, special, and transformational investment you can possibly make right now. Imagine putting yourself in the room where you have all eyes on you, your alignment is in the spotlight, and you can relinquish the pressure, the fears, and the stress on your shoulders around if you're doing the right things, if you're doing the right mindset work, if you're seeing the gaps, if you're finding all the missing pieces, because the expert of alignment is in your corner, is in your circle, and is watching you with the most intent and admiration and the biggest trust and faith in you possible. When I am your mentor, I am on your team 1,000,000%. I am your biggest support system, and we have so much fun together on the journey. We create milestones, alignment plans, and systems from the internal mindset and manifestation work to the aligned strategy that feels good for you and aligns with your morals and values. It is such an immaculate experience, from business alignment, innovation, creating your own vision, not copying what everyone else is doing, fulfilling your own unique purpose, and becoming the most innovative superstar on your own path, to the inner work, becoming the best version of yourself, manifesting your wildest dreams, tapping in and tuning in to what you need internally, breaking the generational patterns to start a new era, become the first millionaire in your family. This is the vision. This is the energy that we're holding in a one-on-one mentorship. I have a couple spots open for a spring and summer one-on-one mentorship experience, and one of them can be yours. Send me a message on Instagram and we can talk about customized payment options and a customized one-on-one experience to make freaking magic this year and have the most abundant summer of your life. When we work one-on-one together, we will meet bi-weekly for one-on-one private strategy sessions. You will have monthly co-working calls to hold you accountable. You also have SOS calls through our Telegram app, where you can give me a call when you need a confidence boost or you just need someone to talk to in the moment. Along with that, you have unlimited access to chatting with me in Telegram, and you have unlimited content and project review in your private Notion portal, which, by the way, houses your private goal tracker, your customized habit builder, and so many other alignment resources. You also have free access to the Alignment Circle membership and so many more perks that you'll have to see when you get inside. Send me a message on Instagram and let's chat about your one-on-one mentorship this spring and summer. Limited spots, so if you're curious about it, don't hesitate to reach out.
Okay, hello, you guys. I am back and I am in a completely different place than I was when I initially started recording this episode. It has actually been almost an entire week since I started this episode, because it took me quite some time to process the results I was given and what it means for me and what my next steps are. And I kind of, I anticipated going to that appointment and then coming back straight back to this desk and coming back to my microphone and saying, all right, guys, I don't have a diagnosis, so let's celebrate my whole body health. And that is absolutely not what happened, because I did get diagnosed with Crohn's disease, and there's a lot for us to talk about. But the first thing I really want to say is I want to validate you. If you have experienced avoidance tendencies in your life, in your business, maybe procrastination, avoiding the problems, avoiding the signs that things are out of place, avoiding change because it's scary, that runs deep. It runs deep in your childhood. It runs deep in the way you were raised and the fears that were instilled in you as a child, in your fears of repeating history of, when things went wrong, when things didn't go to plan. And avoidance tendencies are very common amongst our generation, specifically, I think, because of a lot of the commonalities and common denominators we had across our childhoods. And I just want to validate you if avoidance is something you struggle with, because it is one of the most difficult things to work through, because you have avoidance tendencies to working through it. It's like a cycle of avoiding the work in the first place. So if you are currently working through that, or if this is kind of the first time you're really realizing, you know what, I think I do struggle with avoidance tendencies and avoiding my problems and avoiding change, avoiding heavy tasks, avoiding even the smallest things on a to-do list because it doesn't feel exciting and easy, I just want to really validate you in that experience and tell you that it's going to be okay. And when you're able to face the music, face the truth, face whatever it is, it feels so much better and it gives you so much more peace, and it allows you to really lean into the control that you do have over your life. So before this part 2 here, I was talking about, my manifestation of whole body health and that growing pains, how I do believe that I manifested this situation. And I am coming back to tell you that yes, absolutely, I did manifest this situation. I was not wrong, but it's on an even deeper level, because I said I was hoping for no diagnosis, but I now realize that a diagnosis gives me so much clarity and validation that I didn't realize I needed, and it has opened the portal for me to work through my avoidance tendencies, because this past week I went through complete denial and avoidance. Like, I think I might have gone through the 5 stages of grief or something, but I literally went through complete denial. I walked out of that appointment and I was like, all right, well, whatever. It's fine. I'm just going to go on with my regular lifestyle. I'm just going to keep moving forward. And then I didn't talk about it for a while, and then I would talk about it, but be like, yeah, it's fine. It could have been way worse. That mindset too, like, oh, I don't have to worry about it because someone else has it worse. Like, someone else got a cancer diagnosis today, so I'm just gonna like kind of like invalidating the experience because it could have been worse. I think there's a kind of guilt process to work through there. There's so many mindset blocks and so much that I got the opportunity to work through here. And I also want to take a little sidebar to remind you that nobody's perfect. Absolutely no one. I don't care whose podcast, whose platform that you look up to, they are not perfect. They have mindset blocks too. Alignment is not a final destination. There is no one out there who has a perfect mindset, a perfect mentality, perfect day to day, no self doubt, no imposter syndrome ever, no mindset blocks, because the entire point of this life is to have the opportunity to grow and become the best version of yourself. And if you're looking up to someone right now and thinking, oh, they're perfect, I wish I was like that, I wish I had their mindset, even me, just trust me when I tell you everyone is going through something, and it's not what you go through, it's what you do with it. It's really about the actions that we take, the mindset work that we do, and the alignment work that I do. It's not about becoming perfect. It's not about getting to this place where life is perfectly peachy and nothing ever goes wrong. It's getting to a place of when things go wrong, we're able to have the perspective of why is this happening for me? How can I become better from this? Does this make sense? So this is the work that I do here, and I never want someone to think everything's perfect in my life. So anyway, a week later from the diagnosis, and I've come to this place of acceptance and deep gratitude for this whole experience and what's coming next for me. So my word of the year is devotion. I believe I've talked about this already on the podcast. And this word devotion stems from my Manny-gen self because I have so many different passions. I have let myself go in so many different directions with my business, with side projects, and I can literally I can put myself in 17 different spots at once. And it's a beautiful thing. But it does need to be honed and taken care of and given some attention because I can tend to maybe stretch myself too thin or start projects and never finish them because there wasn't full devotion there. There was excitement in the beginning. If you're a Manny-gen, you probably resonate with that of like, oh my God, I have this amazing idea. I'm going to work on it all night. And then suddenly, randomly, it's like, wait, I actually have zero interest in that now. So that's why one of the many reasons why devotion was my word of the year. And I also really just wanted to devote myself fully to my goals, to my self internally, to my highest potential, to the complete commitment. And devotion for me means I don't doubt myself. I don't doubt the journey. I don't doubt my abilities. There's no doubt. It's full devotion. I'm fully in it. I'm fully invested. So, devotion is my word of the year. And let me tell you, the universe said, yes, freaking ma'am. Devotion is the word of the year for you. And I have seen it literally in gleaming, shining, flickering lights in front of my face. Devotion to everything. Yep, you will be 100% devoted. No questions. You will be devoted to your mind, to your body, to the journey, to the healing, to the freaking healing. I am so devoted to the healing. Like, oh my gosh. Thank you, universe. I wouldn't be given anything that I wasn't ready for. With the devotion to my health, the devotion to my mindset, were so important to work through because it's all about getting to the root. And that is where my devotion has been in the spotlight, and I am so grateful for it because it's made me such a better person. It's made me happier. It's made me more money. It's made me try new things, put myself out there. It's healed my relationships. It has completely transformed my life over the past what? It's not even 2 months into the year, and I am really, really feeling it so deeply. So, if you found yourself in this pattern, right? This is the pattern we're talking about where you set a goal over and over again and you see the same results. You're kind of stuck in this pattern. Like, I keep trying to do this. Maybe it's signing new clients or launching an offer or getting back into the swing of things or getting past a certain financial milestone. Like, some people get stuck at that 10K month mark or getting into the business world at all. Or maybe it's not related to business. Maybe this is like a weight loss journey or a healthy eating journey where you just keep setting the goal and over again, you're in the same cycle. It's like you're stuck in this pattern of doing the same thing over and over again. You're like, what am I missing? I'm doing all the things, I'm doing all the steps, I'm doing 75 hard, and I'm still not seeing change or feeling change. It's not what you're doing, and it's not you. That's the problem. It's something deeper that needs to be healed first. Something deeper down needs to be taken care of. A very simple example, if we keep baking a cake over and over again with the same ingredients over and over and over again, and we expect it to taste different, when we say, I'm trying so hard, I'm trying, I'm making the cake, I'm doing it, I'm doing the thing, I'm excited about the cake, I'm passionate about the cake, I'm making it so beautiful, new frosting every time, new design every time, I'm taking my time with it, I'm taking it slow, I'm doing it quickly. It's not about what you're doing, and it's not you. It's just the ingredients are wrong. We just need to make a swap. We just need to change an ingredient. We need to get to the root before we even start making the cake. We need to look at what we're working with and make a change there. Another example, a more tangible and applicable example, that was more of a surface level example to get you in the right headspace of what we're discussing, but a more real example, you get a headache from hunger, so you take Advil. You've, I guess, gotten rid of the headache, but it's going to come back because you didn't solve the root of the problem. Or another one, your back hurts or your hips ache from sitting all day. So you go home, you take a leave, or you go home and you lay down. When instead, with the headache, you could have eaten something nutritious, something fueling for your body. And with the back and hip pain, get home and stretch, do a nice movement because your body has been sitting in this terrible posture all day. And now you're going to go home and lay down and do the same thing tomorrow, when instead you could dedicate 20 minutes to stretching your body or getting up from your desk frequently if that's something you're able to do in your environment. We're fixing the symptoms temporarily instead of going to the root of the problem and learning how to consistently prioritize it so that the pain doesn't have to manifest ever again. One that might hit home a little bit more for you. You're not making money right now, or you're not making the money that you want to, and you keep saying these sentences. If I could just sign one more client, or if I could just get one reel to go viral, if I could just get my TikTok to blow up, just this next TikTok, this is going to be the one that blows up. If I could just get this discovery call to convert into a client. And you're looking at this superficial symptom and trying to get a quick fix. I could just get one more client, then things would feel better. Just one more, just this. You make these kind of like ultimatums with the universe or with yourself. Instead of saying, okay, I'm not making the money I want to see. Let's look deeper at the root of our alignment in this situation. Are all of my internal pieces aligned for me? Am I completely open and ready to receive? Am I energetically behind the way I'm trying to make money right now? Does signing one more client feel good for you right now, or are you burnt out? Does getting a TikTok to blow up actually make sense? Are we just thinking once I get viral, then things will just automatically be fixed? You know, like these ultimatums. Am I energetically behind the offer that I'm serving? Do I believe fully that selling is serving? Is the strategy crystallized? Is the strategy aligned with me? Is it ethical for me? Is it aligned with my core values? You know, we're looking deeper at these things instead of just, and I think what happens is we say, once I get one more client, then I'll be able to look at those things. But I just need to get to this place where I'm making 4K months. So I just need to get to 5K months. Then I'll be able to invest into a coach. Then I'll be able to take a step back. But I need that security. I need that security blanket. I need things to be, quote, perfect or good enough before I start prioritizing what really matters. And that is avoidance. It's avoidance and it's setting up ultimatums with yourself. And you know what? It's not fair to you. It's not fair to your goals, and you deserve better because it's superficial. It's the same exact thing as making the cake over and over again. It's the same exact thing as taking the Advil when you have a headache because you not making money. Now, if we're really getting deep and honest with each other here, what is money, right? Like, money doesn't exist. It's not about making money. If you believe that the point of life is making money, you're in the wrong headspace. The point of life is the experience, the lessons that we learn. Money isn't real, it's man made. This is the system that we're in because of the way our world is set up. So, yes, we do need money to exist, but it's not about the money, right? It's an energetic exchange of services and experiences. And this is the way that our world is set up. But if we're looking at it like, I need money because money is what matters, then we're in kind of an icky mindset there where you're not open to receiving, right? So that's the first thing here. The next part of it is, are you living by that law of abundance? Fully believing there is more than enough out there. And then the law of attraction. When I align with the energy I want to embody, it all comes to me. So when you fully believe in the law of abundance that there's way more than enough, and it gets to be easy, right? Law of assumption, it gets to be easy, it gets to be flowy. We assume that everything's always working out in our favor. And then our law of abundance, there's more than enough. And our law of attraction, when I am in the right energy, when I'm in the aligned energy of peace, of comfort, of ease, it all flows to me. When we're in that place, then the money comes and it's not about the money. And we're able to feel that, right? Because if we're only thinking, oh, I really need this, if I could just get this extra $1,000 a month, we're not in the law of abundance because that's coming from a place of lack. We're not in the law of attraction because you're coming from that place of lack, right? You're coming from this place of, oh, if I could just, and that like bartering, that ultimatum, that bargaining, right? So it's not the place you want to come from because it's not sustainable. The sustainable place comes from facing your avoidance tendencies. And avoidance is one of the biggest resorts for these types of symptoms. For example, if it feels out of alignment to show up online, I'm going to take 2 weeks off. Now, listen, I'm not hating on taking time off from showing up online if that's what feels good for you, because it's important. And I'm not saying keep hustling and stay on the hamster wheel when your mind and body are telling you to step back. But the important thing is, what is happening when you step back? Are you stepping back and completely avoiding your passion, your work that you've built, your brand that you've built, the community, and the thing that you want to make your career into? Are you avoiding it because it's not working out? Like avoiding a partner in your relationship when you're fighting because you don't want to face the problem, you don't want to have the hard conversations? Or are you letting yourself have the hard conversations with yourself? Are you asking the important questions? Are you getting yourself in that deeper state so that those 2 weeks mean something more than just avoidance? Or are we avoiding the feeling and hoping that if we avoid it long enough, it'll go away and everything will go back to normal? We need to ask ourselves, why does this feel out of alignment? How much do I prioritize this dream? Do I prioritize it enough that I'm willing to do this really, really deep work and let these old habits, these old belief systems, these limiting belief systems come to the surface and escape my existence? Because they're not going to escape by pushing them down and avoiding them. That's just going to make them rooted deeper. How much does this dream matter to you? How important is it to you? If it's important enough, then you will be ready to do the deep work. You will be ready to face the mindset blocks, the inner blocks, the root cause, so that you don't have to take the Advil for your headache. Like, how willing are you to cook the healthy meal at home each day, pack yourself a lunch, do the essential steps from the beginning so that you don't get the headache, the hunger headache? How willing are you to take an hour for yourself to stretch, to move your body, or to wake up before work and get movement in so that that pain doesn't come up? How willing are you to do the deeper work, to ask yourself the hard questions, to go through the lower points, the slower points of your business so that the higher points can exist and so that you can take the time to heal and come back as the better version of yourself, the best version of yourself? So this is what I'm talking about with the avoidance. I avoided the diagnosis completely for a few days, quite a few days, because I didn't want to face it. I didn't want to face the changes I would have to make. I didn't want to have the hard conversations. Now I've gotten to this place where my diagnosis of Crohn's answered so many symptoms I was having physically: fatigue, keratosis, which is the bumps on your arms. If I know some people have it, some people are like, "What are you talking about?" But like, it's like these red purplish bumps up on your forearms. Or no, sorry, your not your forearms, your upper arms. That will be going away. The joint problems. My surgeon asked me, or not surgeon, I don't know what to call her, my doctor, she asked me, have you had joint problems? Did you have joint problems in middle school with your ankles? I was like, yeah, I had surgery on both of my ankles and I still have ankle problems after. It really didn't make much of a difference. And she's like, yeah, that's the Crohn's. Also in my shoulders, in my hips, my wrists, my elbows, and my knees, which I have joint problems in every single area. And I have done all the things like the holistic healing for them, the stretches, the exercises, the physical therapy. And it all just comes back to what I'm putting in my body, what I'm eating, which I never thought to heal. I never thought to even think of. Also, my canker sores. If you've been here a while, I used to always come on my stories and say, sorry guys, I haven't talked in a while. I had an effing canker sore that was driving me crazy. I couldn't talk. And also just the stagnancy in my body health. I've been doing all the things. I did 75 hard so many times. I was eating, quote, healthier. I was going to the gym, working out, going for walks, going for runs, and not seeing any much of a change. It wasn't about how hard I was working out at all. It was just about what I was eating. So now I am gluten free and dairy free to help with the Crohn's disease. And that should be solving everything. I have a couple more procedures coming up just to double check everything, make sure there's no ulcers or colitis or celiac. But as of now, changing my diet, it has been literally not even 48 hours of full commitment to changing my diet and changing this lifestyle and fully committing to and devoting myself, devotion to my body health and acceptance, you know, stepping away from the avoidance tendencies and stepping into acceptance and doing the work and having the difficult conversations with myself and my family members and my loved ones and my doctors and the waiter at the restaurant having to ask, is this gluten free? Is this gluten free? Full devotion to what is best for me. And it has been such a beautiful thing. And I swear it hasn't even been 48 hours. And I'm feeling so much better, so much more confident, so much more awake and alive. My agendas have, like, I used to have to make very small agendas and take lots of breaks because of that fatigue, which is something I never really talked about because I thought it was just normal. And now this difference I'm feeling, I don't even need coffee anymore. You guys know I'm such a coffee person. I love my coffee. I haven't even thought of coffee. Like, really, I haven't. I haven't needed it. I've just been having my greens and forgetting. I'm like, oh, did I even have coffee today? It's really crazy. It's crazy how much validation we can receive from finding those inner blocks and finding the root cause. And when I'm talking about this diagnosis, I want to empower you. These are my perspective points I want to empower you to walk away from this with. If you're feeling symptoms physically, do something about it. Don't avoid it. Don't think that this is just how it is for everyone. There could be something deeper inside of you at a root cause that is manifesting all of these other symptoms here and causing all of these blocks. And all of these physical symptoms then manifested as mindset things. And like, it can really become an inner battle of like, oh, I'm so tired all the time. I must be lazy. Um, and all of those things, it can build up, build up, build up. So getting to the root cause, I just really want to empower you. If you're having any physical things, any body things, prioritize your body alignment. It is so important. It is so, so, so important. And you are valid in whatever you're feeling. And my second point is when you do the inner work, it's hard. It's hard as fuck. It hurts physically sometimes to do the inner work. You can feel it in your chest. It can manifest in so many different ways. Doing the inner work is not easy. If you're here right now, if you're going through those difficult steps of healing generational trauma, it is challenging. I am not going to sit here and say it's easy to be a mindset queen. It's not easy. But the way that I feel this beautiful relief and peace and happiness from getting this diagnosis and getting an actual answer is the same way you're going to feel when you get to that root and you get to that relief. It's going to feel like a weight off your shoulders, and you'll know when you've gotten to that place where you've worked through the internal and you're ready to be the best version of you in the external, and you'll see the results manifest externally the same way that this diagnosis has now manifested the healing in my body and symptoms relieving themselves. You will feel that when you work through these internal things, you will see things start working out to you, opportunities present themselves to you, the money starts flowing in like water. So I really want to empower you to keep going. Keep going. Don't become avoidant, because your dream deserves more than avoidance. Your dream deserves so much more. And I'm here for you. If you need support on this journey, I'm here for you. That's what I'm here for. That's my passion. That is my whole joy. I am here for you to help you through it all. I do have a couple one-on-one spots open right now, spring and summer. Just imagine me and you, a completely customized experience, privately working with me on your habits, your goals, the inner work, healing what you've gone through, healing those mindset blocks, and coming out as a better person on the other end of it. We're fast tracking this healing process because you have an intimate support system and you have all of the tools in front of you, from the shadow work journal prompts to someone to speak to about it every single day, to someone who understands aligned strategy, and a strategy that is energetically aligned internally and aligned with your marketing vision and your consumer vision and your ideal client vision. Me and you, 6 months together, spring and summer. It's a really beautiful and fun experience. If you want to send me a message, of course, very limited spots for one-on-one. So if you want to send me a message, we can talk about it. Send me a message over on Instagram and we can work together. We also have the alignment circle. That discount from the 222 workshop is still live. You can join us for $22. You can join immediately through the link in the description below. The alignment circle is a community of incredible human beings, and we always talk about our goals together, our habit building. We hold each other accountable. We celebrate wins together, and we have monthly workshop calls where you can come with any questions. You can submit questions beforehand and watch the video, or you can just come and hang out with us, ask anything that comes up. It's a very chill and fun environment, and the calls are always amazing. My clients are always raving after the calls and saying it was so great, so transformational, and they also always make it a point to say that they're grateful for the attention that they get individually during those workshop calls. It really is made for you. I'm not there to just talk at you guys. It is a completely personalized workshop. Every single month is different. And we also have a vault in our alignment resource studio where you have access to business resources, manifestation resources, and mindset resources. And that ranges from mini podcast episodes that are private to clients to lead generation and content creation guides and everything in between. So you are invited to use that code in the description to join us in the alignment circle for only $22. It is really incredible. If you have any questions for me, of course, send me a message. And again, send me a message to inquire about one-on-one. I always do customized payment plans for you guys. So send me a message. I'm so excited to talk with you about your goals, and I'm so excited to see you face the inner work, face the blocks, and get to the root because your dream deserves that. I love you all. Have an amazing rest of your day.
Thank you for tuning in to Perspective with KP. Let's connect with each other on Instagram and TikTok at Align with KP. Download my free masterclass to kickstart your alignment journey in the episode description. Shout out to Michelle Kreber for producing our music. Keep choosing you and keep choosing alignment. See you next time. Love, KP.